Welcome back, everybody, to Bluegrass Sports Podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about the round of 64, so the first 2 days of the March Madness. Today, we'll be discussing the upsets that happened, and we'll be discussing Kentucky's game against Santa Clara and Louisville's game against South Florida. And we'll just deep dive into those games, look at box scores, and talk about what happened during those games. But at first, we'll do a brief overview of the upsets. But before we start, my name is Drew Keesee.
My name is DJ Wright, University of Louisville analyst.
My name's Tyler Cade, University of Kentucky analyst.
And thank you guys for tuning in today. We're going to start with the upsets that occurred. So when we first look at the East region, there wasn't many upsets. The only thing I would consider an upset was the TCU win over Ohio State. Now, me personally, I didn't pick TCU to win that game. Did either of you guys pick TCU to win that?
I did not.
No, I didn't. So I picked Ohio State.
See, that I don't like the 8 and 9 games. I don't like picking the 8 or 9 games because they're just toss-ups.
Yeah.
And it could literally go either way because both teams are basically the same. So that's really the only quote-unquote upset of the East region. The 9 seed beat the 8 seed, but so I thought Siena put up a great fight against Duke.
They did. They were ahead.
They were almost up by 10 at halftime. And then, the Duke players, they said that, they thought it was going to be easy. But that little Siena team, the 16 seed, they put up a fight. So I thought that was crazy. What do you guys think about that game? Duke sneaked out.
That was crazy. I mean, Siena's 23-11. I don't know what competition they faced, but
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. Clearly, they're not that bad.
No, that white boy was firing too. That white boy was shooting. I think it was number 4.
Yeah, I think it's
he was firing.
Yeah, but not much happened in the East region. Obviously, you can see Louisville beat South Florida, so congratulations to the Cards for getting that win. So give it up. As we move into the South region, we're going to talk about another 9 seed beating Clemson. They won, it looks like 67-61. I picked a lot of 8 seeds to win. Now, on the other side of the bracket, I picked a few 9 seeds. But, I did pick Clemson to win this. And Iowa took the win over them. And then the biggest upset in this region, the South region, was VCU defeating North Carolina. Now, I am a proud VCU picker. I picked VCU to beat North Carolina. Who else picked? One of y'all two picked them, right?
Me. It is me.
Ball knowers.
Sorry.
Ball knowers. The reason why I picked VCU to beat North Carolina because I knew without Caleb Wilson, North Carolina was a completely different team. And VCU is a strong team. I mean, what is their record right there? 27-7. That's a pretty solid team, and I felt like they could have put up a fight, so that's why I picked them. Let's see who else we got here. Illinois beat Penn. A&M beat St. Mary's. I picked St. Mary's. Ty, you predicted A&M to win that game. Why did you pick A&M to win that game?
Their competition, honestly.
Schedule?
Yeah. I don't know. I just thought A&M was a better team. The way they play, just they matched up better with St. Mary's. You know what I mean? I feel like they're an inside dominating team. So, I don't know. I just had a feeling, Yeah.
And everybody else basically won their games that they were supposed to win. Florida dominated Prairie View, A&M, and Houston won big against Idaho. So that was in the East region, the South region. There wasn't many upsets, but you could really just look at VCU winning and TCU and Iowa being quote-unquote upsets. So congratulations to those schools. Moving on to the West region, Arizona had a big game against Long Island. Utah State, the 9 seed, beat the 8 seed Villanova. So I'm seeing a trend here. So in the future reference, we all just start picking 9 seeds to beat the 8 seeds. That's exactly what's going on this year. Excuse me. The next game below that is Wisconsin and High Point. I picked High Point to win that game, and I'm so glad they did. Oh my gosh, that was an amazing game. They won by 1 point. It was a game-winning layup. Who else had that point? Was it any of y'all have High Point?
No.
Oh, I didn't think I was the only one, but
No, I remember the video.
congratulations to High Point. They now play Arkansas, which is going to be a game. I think Arkansas will win that game, but the fact that High Point made it to the round of 32 is amazing, so we'll see what happens. And then below that is BYU and Texas. I personally had BYU going to the Sweet 16, so for them to get bounced first round to Texas, that's crazy. The 11 seed Texas had to have a play-in game, and then they beat the 6 seed BYU, so that is one heck of an upset. Congratulations to the Texas Longhorns. Gonzaga took care of business, Miami took care of business, and Purdue took care of business, so congratulations to them as well. Moving on to the Midwest region, Michigan took care of business, and then the 9 seed also won, St. Louis and Georgia. I picked St. Louis to win that game.
I was kind of shocked by that. I thought Georgia – I mean, I know Georgia's not the best team, but I thought they were going to pull it away. They didn't at all.
That game wasn't close at all. 102 to 77.
It wasn't.
Just crazy to me. Then you got Texas Tech and Bama taking care of business. Tennessee, Virginia, Kentucky, and Iowa State all taking care of business. Congratulations to those teams, and congratulations to the Kentucky Wildcats for beating Santa Clara, which we'll deep dive into those games, or really just the Kentucky game. We'll deep dive into the Louisville game as well. So really, majority upsets. You got VCU, and you got Texas, and you got High Point. Congratulations to those schools. And then you got the 9 seeds beating the 8 seeds. That's really all that happened in the first round. So now we're going to deep dive into the Louisville Cardinals defeating the South Florida Bulls in the first round. So they were the 6 seed defeating the 11 seed. DJ, run us through that game. What did you see? How did Louisville play? And what is your prediction for their next game against Michigan State?
Well, Louisville took the victory 83-79. Louisville was very dominant in the first half, came out firing. Isaac McNeely went 7 for 10 in this game. So he was a big on why the Cards won this game entirely. And Ryan Conwell, he had 18, which is right behind McNeely's 23. Javon Hadley had 10. Woolley had 4, and Zigris had 6, which Zigris actually fought very well in the paint this game, which was a big reason why Louisville contained this team. And then off the bench, we had a guy with a double-double, 3, 10 for 10, 2 points and rebound. And then Kobe Rogers with a clutch in-game bucket and a rebound, actually, to secure the victory, going up against all the centers in the paint, and he was the only guard in there. 6'2", plays to the whistle, has a lot of heart. So was a big reason on why the Cards won this game. In the second half,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but you were talking about Zigris. I like watching him play. He 53?
Yeah.
No, number 53, no drip at all, just straight ball. You know, that's all he knows.
Hey, man from Greece. Man from Greece.
Yeah, I
He's
just
a heck of a
wanted to
ball player.
point that out. I like watching him play. And just keep going. Sorry about that.
Oh, yeah. And then also in this game, I want to talk about what was it? Oh, in the second half, Louisville actually led by, 15? About 15, 20 points. I don't have the exact.
It was 20. I thought
20?
I think it was around 20.
It was around 20, I'm pretty sure. I couldn't pull it up. I was trying to find it. But after that, South Florida played fantastic in the second half. Being down that big and being able to fight yourself back to be only down by 4. Great job on South Florida. Just great job on the Cards, and I hope Cards can bring this energy into tomorrow's game versus Michigan State and hope they can get this dub. So we'll bring it to Tyler in Kentucky.
Well, Kentucky takes the win over Santa Clara, 89-84. Game went into overtime, and I'm sure everybody saw Otega Owe hit the game tying shot to send it into overtime at the
Personally,
buzzer.
I was screaming at the top of my lungs on my couch because when Santa Clara hit that three, I was like, it's over. Kentucky's eliminated. And then Owe took off with that ball and he shot it from long range and it like banked in. I couldn't believe what I was watching. I thought it was going to be one of those shots where you just throw up just because you know you lost and you just wanted a chance. But no, Owe was confident in that shot, and when it went in, I went crazy. How about you guys? What was your all's reaction?
Yeah, so before we start with like the whole game in general, I mean, we got to start with that. You know what everybody saw online. You know, it went viral. Number one, top 10 on Sports Center.
What number was it? Was it 1?
1. It was 1.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
So,
Ortega. That's
I mean,
great.
it has to be like game tying shot.
In
You know,
March Madness.
if you don't make that, your season's over.
Right.
And you know, he had 35. What was it? 35, 8, and 7. I think it was. Yeah,
Career
35,
9
8, and 7.
points.
And tied. I believe it was. Was it Oscar Robertson? You know what I'm talking about, Drew.
Yeah, he was the fourth player in this list. It was Oscar Robertson.
There's
Let me
Larry
pull that
Bird.
up real quick.
Larry Bird and somebody else. I really don't
I'm
remember
looking
who.
it up real quick. I mean, it's everywhere. I gotta find it real quick.
I know. I mean, they showed a statistic at the end of the game on ESPN
But I know exactly what you're talking
or
about. There's,
CBS, whatever it was.
four players ever to
Yeah,
do that. So, okay, I got it right here. You're right. It's Oscar Robertson, 1959, and you have Bill Bradley in 1965.
that's right.
You have Larry Bird in 1979, and you have Ortega Owe in 2026. And these are the only players in history in March Madness to have at least 35 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists in a single NCAA tournament game.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So those are pretty big names that he's joining.
Yeah, top
Elite
4.
list.
Yeah, which, okay, so before we get to the whole game, you know, 7 seconds on the clock or something, whatever it was.
2.4.
How are you feeling during that 2.4 seconds after the
thought-
three's made?
I thought it was over.
I was
mean,
just sitting.
There's not many times where a team hits a go-ahead 3 to go up 3, and with like 2 seconds left, it's very rare that a team shoots it from that far and hits it. So I initially thought it was over, and then like I said earlier, I went crazy when it went, and I think the whole world did. But DJ, what was your thoughts after Santa Clara hit that 3?
After Ortega hit that 3.
No, I'm talking
No,
about
after Santa Clara.
beforehand.
Okay. Santa Clara hit the 3. Dude, I was devastated. Actually, I had thought that Kentucky would lose that game. I have Kentucky beating Iowa in the next round, so it would have messed up my bracket. But, dude, I was so depressed as soon as I mean, he pulled up, and he was basically wide open. And he hit the shot, 2.4 seconds on the clock, and, man, oh, man, you wouldn't think anything would happen. And, I mean, Pope was smiling the whole time, too, which is an incredible thing to see. I mean,
He wasn't really wide open, though. I mean, he was
slightly
for
guarded.
He was
Slightly guarded.
open. It
Slightly
wasn't
guarded.
enough to. It wasn't enough to
Yeah.
contest. He
Yeah.
I mean-
was open.
Slightly guarded. But anyway,
Both players were on the ball, and then they passed over to the wing, and he was open. But sorry,
yeah,
DJ, go
it was a great play. It was a great play, great watch. You know, clutch time, clutch shot. And then Owe coming down and dang near hitting an half-court shot. It was incredible. So I'm just so glad Kentucky hit that shot, and we're able to move on. So, Tyler, I'll take it back to you.
Yeah, so the game started off, you know, Santa Clara was kind of hitting their threes. They had one guy who was Elijah Mahi, I guess. That's how you say his name. He had 39 minutes played with 20 points. He shot 50% from 3, 4 for 8. He was a huge factor for them. I mean, playing 39 minutes, you know, he was their main guy. He let's see. He was our forward. He's a 6'7" senior, so, you know, he has experience. Who was the? It was somebody like took over the game shooting 3-pointers. Oh, it was Sash Gav. Okay, I don't even know how to say his name.
I want to go to shop.
6'3" guard. Just was making threes at the end, coming off the bench. I have not a clue how to say his name, but
Was it number 22?
No, it's number 2.
Number 2.
Number
Yeah.
2? Okay.
Give it a shot.
Yeah. DJ, do you know?
I don't want to butcher it.
I had the game on mute the whole time because I was scared.
It's understandable.
Yeah. And then, those were the 2 players that stood out for Santa Clara. But, for Kentucky, moving on to their stat line, I was thrilled with how Brandon Garrison played. Like, that game, I thought Brandon Garrison was, like, a key factor in that game.
Clutch.
Now, in the last – yeah, in the last 2 minutes or whatever it was, Brandon Garrison blocked that guy twice. And he was making his shots. If he got those shots up, got them in, Kentucky's in a rough spot. Now, Brandon Garrison had some tough finishes at the rim. He was he played his heart out, and that's all you can ask for him,
Mm-hmm.
And Marino didn't play that well. I think the nerves kind of got to him. He's a freshman, understandable, You could say there was a rebound at the end that he missed. You could tell he's real devastated by it. Now,
grab it. He had it on one hand. He went to go grab it with 2, but his hand got caught in the net. So when he was trying to go like that, he got caught and he kind of just threw the ball out of bounds, which is unfortunate. But I know exactly what you're talking about.
That was with less than a minute left. He was on the ground, like mad at himself, which understandable. But I want to say one thing. I think Kentucky fans that are bashing Marino are completely unfair for that. Like, I don't think that that's fair to criticize Marino that heavy, and especially come after his family. I've seen a lot of Kentucky fans do that, and it's just not right. It's not ever right to go after a player's family, whatever. But just wanted to throw that out there because I've seen a lot of things online, and hopefully we can keep it professional, within our fan base, like Louisville, Kentucky, all in Kentucky. We want to have a good fan base looking out to the other 49 states. You know what I mean? That's all I have to say for that quick little rant. And then Otega Oweh, 35 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, only 2 turnovers. If you don't have Otega Oweh that game, I don't know what.
He's a game changer. He's a go get a bucket kind of guy, and I feel like that's Kentucky's only go get a bucket kind of guy.
Yep.
And 35 points is crazy from anybody, but that was his career high, and he also had a lot of rebounds and assists too. It's just really impressive. You can see how much Kentucky leans on him to score points and be a leader on the floor. So he did a really good job that game.
Denzel Aberdeen shooting 50% from 3. He went 4 for 8. He played 38 minutes with 16 points. So props to him. 6 for 11 from the field. The minutes here, Oweh played 43 minutes. Colin Chandler played 42. Obviously, that was because it went into overtime, but that's crazy for.
Yeah, props to these guys that got 40-plus minutes, man. That's an insane, stamina. Props to these guys for real.
Yeah. Chandler didn't have the best game. Went 1 for 9 from 3. But, if you're a shooter, you have to keep shooting. That's the only way that, shots are going to fall. You have to take them to be able to hit them. So, props to him for not losing confidence. That's I think that's a main part that I'd say. And then, do y'all have anything else?
So let's
about this
run
game?
through some, not about Santa Clara, Kentucky. The only thing, 2 people we already talked about. We'll take Oweh and Brandon Garrison. Oweh had me standing up going, "Oh my God!" and then Garrison with those blocks. It just made me really happy for Big Blue Nation. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to the round of 32 with the Cards and the Cats. So we're going to make our predictions before we wrap it up here in this small episode. First, we have Louisville and Michigan State, the 3-seed Spartans and the 6-seed Cards, playing on Saturday. So who do you guys have taking that game? I personally have Michigan State. I put this in my bracket, and I also said it in the previous episode. It's a good matchup. I'm sure it'll be back and forth, but I think the Spartans will take it away at the end. DJ and Ty, what do you think about it?
My personal take, I have the Cards in my bracket, so I think the Cards will take this. I think the Cards will come back shooting this game, definitely shooting higher quality, especially going off last game. Hopefully McNeely can keep it up, 7 for 10 last game, so hopefully the Cards can keep it up and win this game. So.
Unfortunately, I had Michigan State taking it in my bracket, and I feel like I had to go with that. Tom Izzo's a really experienced coach in March especially. He knows how to coach his players, and this Michigan State team is really good. Like, they know how to have consistent basketball, and Louisville – but Louisville, I'm not taking away from Louisville because if they shoot well, they will win. Like, if they're hitting their shots, they're going to win this game. But it all falls on that, in my opinion. And it's March. I got to take Michigan State.
Yeah. Well, we have our predictions for that as the Bluegrass Sports Podcast. 2 of us pick Michigan State. DJ picks Louisville. And we're going to move on to Kentucky and Iowa State. Now, you got to factor into this. One of Iowa State's better players did get injured in the Tennessee State game. I hope he starts feeling better for the game. Hope he plays against Kentucky so Kentucky can play their best. It's just unfortunate for the Cyclones. I want to see Kentucky win this game. I want to see all Bluegrass sports teams win. But unfortunately, in my bracket, I do have the Iowa State Cyclones moving into the Sweet 16. Ty and DJ, what are your all's predictions for that game?
DJ, you go ahead.
I actually have Kentucky moving forward in my bracket. And same thing you said, Drew. It's a shame to see, Iowa State's best player going down. Or you never want to see that in any type of, game. So, but I do hope, how to recover and he's able to come back into this tournament. And, we get to see a good matchup tomorrow. So,
yeah.
Or Sunday.
Sure.
Sunday, actually, not tomorrow. Sunday.
Yeah.
So.
Ty, what's your prediction?
Man, in my bracket, I had Kentucky taking the win over Iowa State. I think I've said this before, Iowa State is the worst 2-seed. Best matchup for Kentucky in this bracket. No, they didn't play the best against Santa Clara, but that's because Santa Clara is a good 3-point shooting team, This Iowa State team's a little different, though. I think they are a little physical for Kentucky's liking. When Kentucky plays a physical inside team, it usually goes the other way. So that's my only worry. I have hope in Kentucky that they can pull it away with Colin Chandler hitting threes, hopefully, this next game. Denzel Aberdeen, I think he'll have a huge impact on the game. And then Owe coming off his 35-point performance. I think he'll run the show for Kentucky in March.
So do you have the Cats winning?
I have the Cats taking it.
All right, so Bluegrass Sports Podcast thinks that the Cats will beat the Cyclones with a majority rule of 2-1. Me being the Debbie Downer of the trio, saying that both teams will lose in the round of 32. But we'll see what happens. Our podcast will always be rooting for the Bluegrass teams. This is just a small segment, a special video episode of the round of 64 action. We'll post another video on Sunday. This should be out Saturday. We'll post another video on Sunday recapping the round of 32 and looking ahead into the Sweet 16. Also talking about baseball. Do you guys have anything else before I wrap it up?
No, I think we're all good.
Yeah, I think you got it.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Follow us on socials, and we will see you all on Sunday. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you.
Thank you.